let's go then. And the grand final of this year's Shootout, the Alan McLaren Memorial Shootout 2022 will face the champion of Catalonia and the super champion, who is Chris the Magician Melling. Did you see that before? Jesus. And the Catalan champion, Alcazar. Come on, Pere. All the best, boys. Ross will referee.
And here we go, they've just lagged and it's pretty close. I think Perez Yellow is just beating the red for the first break of the final. We're here at the Catalonia Pool Festival 2022 and they're repeating the lag by the looks of things. We're in for an entertaining match and I saw Chris Melling holding his forearm before this match. He seems to be a small bit injured, which might give the rest of the players a chance, but he looks to be enjoying himself, so we're in for an absolute treat. So here we are, 30 minutes of pure bliss, and the crowd are enjoying themselves. I have Joan Marminia here beside me, who is going to accompany us through this 30 minutes, and Chris has gone in off with the first break. Into the side pocket, you'd think he was an amateur.
Bona nit, Max. First chance for Pere.
10 seconds. And it's really tough with the 20-second shot clock here. Pere really has his work cut out. It's difficult to make a decision in such a small amount of time. And you have to take your hats off to these top quality players who are just able to figure out which ball is the first one that you have to hit in under time pressure, when it takes the rest of us about 1 or 2 minutes before we make that decision. They just know it so well. And Pere is in with a great chance here. If that red on the bottom left goes cushion and yellow and in, he might be able to win the frame here, and I think it does. And Pere has found a nice gap there.
Pere ha jugat amb l'Edu poquet, una miqueta accelerat al principi. Aquí es nota també la seva joventut i les ganes que tenia d'estar aquí, perquè fa mesos que el Pere està esperant que arribi aquest dia. I ara jugar amb el Chris Melling és una passada per al Pere. Amb tota la gent, tots els que ens esteu veient des de casa.
Yes, Pere, that's a great shot. Will the white come far enough?
And
it's just come up a small bit short. Unlucky.
Del temps.
And will Pere be able to get enough swerve on this? He's going to have to pull out something special.
Llàstima.
And Chris, the one difficult shot here that he's probably either going to play down the line or try to double. But both me and Joan here, I think we both fancy him to clear this table.
Ja s'ha emplaçat per la bola una mica complicadeta per aquest senyor, n'hi ha ben poques. Quin espectacle ens ha donat abans, Aquí encara la pell no ens toca la roba, des del que ha fet Chris Melling abans. estat curiós perquè Andy Lucas és un jugador que és un tros de pa i podia haver especulat amb el resultat i jugar una mica més amb el temps i el Chris no li hauria donat temps d'arribar, però ha estat molt honest i després en Chris Melling ha fet les cosetes que fa Chris Melling. I efectivament s'adjudica el primer. Llàstima aquest emplaçament, Pere, però encara queda molt partit.
So as Joan just said, we didn't really have a break here after being treated to the spectacle that was the game between Chris Melling and Andy Lucas, where he just played some pool that you never see anywhere else, and here we are now again, just 10 minutes later, with another spectacle on our hands, and Chris has delivered with the first frame to make it 1-0, and now Pera has potted balls off the break, but they've gone a small bit awkward. The two yellows on the left, apart from that the yellows are not bad, so the challenge will be to develop those and try to win the frame in one visit.
El marcador está malament, eh? Què fa el marcador? Vale.
And if you can dig down into the cue ball here and try to screw into those yellows on the left hand side, needing a small bit of luck for them to land well. He's not playing that shot by the looks of the way he's queuing up.
Voldrà fer una llapada i separar, potser per banda.
And for any normal pool player, this Reds finish would be on the scale of 1 to 10, probably an 8. But for Chris Melling, I would not bet against him to take these out. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful positional shot by Chris, judging the two cushions really well.
Que senzill. Melling compta les entrades a taula per partides. És igual com li deixin.
And is he going to screw into the last red here, Joan, do you think, or will he play with top spin? Beza sabe.
Oh.
He is mortal, lads. He is mortal.
But just a few.
And I think the three cushions just running up beside the black is on here to go to the top pocket. And he's played it, what? Very strange shot selection there for Chris Melling. Not going for a pot with two yellows on the cushion. Giving Pera a chance here to screw back into these yellows and try to develop them. And that is beautifully executed. He needs a small bit of luck here, and it's just gone slightly awkward. Needs to play a good shot here now to leave Chris with a difficult one. And he's judged it to perfection and left what looks to be a snooker for Chris, for Chris. But knowing the player that he is, he's the best in the game at judging these shots when he has to get out of a snooker off one cushion. And actually, it looks like he can just about see it.
La veia.
He just about was able to hit it. And now Pera needs to win this frame. He needs to double that yellow over to the other middle pocket on the right, because any safety shot here is just not going to be good enough to inhibit Chris. So he needs to go for this. That was just in time, ref. Or is it a foul? They've called a foul on him.
Why Ross picked that white? We will never know, no? This is not American pool.
And it's going to be 2-0 here for Chris. With Pera being unlucky there with the timing, and I would have given it to him if I had been refereeing, but it was just...
No ha estat el millor dels inicis per en Pere, tampoc li han quedat bones cartes.
Rare second white ball gone in off the break here for Chris Melling. That's 2 breaks in a row now where he's putted the white into the same middle pocket. And if Pera can put this black in a nice position, the reds should not be too difficult. Oh, and he's playing with his heart on his sleeve there and making us all nervous because that black looked like it could have gone in for a moment, but
Ha fet patir una miqueta el Pere aquí,
And I think Joanne, if he gets this one to the middle, he should be able to clear up and win a frame quite easily. This is the difficult shot he needs to pull off.
Yes. Oh, wait!
And he's missed it, but he has blocked the pocket. So now let's have you Chris Melling. Let's see what he can...
La diferència en experiència és abismal. En el joc, en circumstàncies normals, és probable que s'acabin trobant en alguna de les competicions del torneig i la cosa serà diferent. Però amb aquest tipus de format, un senyor Melling que ve de haver-se adjudicats Mosconi Cups a l'última bola, sortint de snooker i la quantitat de barbaritats que li hem vist fer, és molt difícil caçar-lo, molt difícil.
And Pera now left with a difficult first shot on the red. You can just see the one over the pocket, so if it goes in, he should be plain sailing from here for Pera. He's going to play the white ball into the yellow ball off the cushion and land on the red to the bottom right corner and leave himself a nice shot on the other red to finish the frame from here. So it should be 2-1 from here.
Vinga, Pere, la primera al sac. Va, tu. Sembla que una mica de comentaristes hooligans,
And a nice tidy finish there from Pera to make it 2-1. He played so well there, it makes it look so easy, and with his young age that he has, he's just a credit to himself and his family for the way he plays and how he's taking the pressure and the atmosphere and still performing at the top level. It's really a pleasure to watch him, and he's only going to improve from here.
Sí,
so it's 2-1.
Aquesta experiència li anirà molt bé al Pere. I ens estava fotent molta canya. Té pinta que ens seguirà fotent canya durant anys. Afortunadament.
And the reds would be very easy if the black wasn't tied up with that yellow on the top left, but he's going to try to leave himself a shot to develop that black.
Ara té una opció de fregar negra amb vermella i emplaçar-se igualment l'altra vermella al mig. Veurem si busca això. No, es deixarà els deures per més tard. Set minuts per davant. tot un món.
And he still has the problem of the black being stuck to the yellow here, and he's just trying to figure out a way to leave himself a nice angle on the last red or maybe the second last red to try to open up the black. But I think he might have to do it from below, because if he does it from above, he's going to probably push it into the cushion, as our timing expert here has made his third error of the day. We apologize.
Yep. Mira com ho farà.
And with these shots, if you hit them on a practice table 7 or 8 times out of 10, they end up being nicely on the black. But here we're not on the practice table, and he tried to go into it and did not work out well. And Chris is straight up out of his seat like a spring lamb, and he's going to mop up these yellows.
Poques vegades li veiem fer coses així, el Chris, però realment és que tenia una posició bastant merdosa i el marcador tampoc no és tan prou folgat com per permetre's.
Oh, unlucky. And Chris is trying to tie up the frame a small bit more here, which is quite untypical for him. He usually, if there's any sniff of a clearance, he usually just goes for it. And
Chris Melling fent 2 snookers seguits. Això, sort que ho tenim gravat, perquè si no, no s'ho creu ningú.
And Per's gonna get lucky here. That was so close. If it had touched the yellow, it would have gone in.
Atenció al becari del temps.
And a strange enough shot selection there from Chris Melling, leaving an easy...
Tercer snooker consecutiu de Chris Melling, això ja és un rècord Guinness.
As Joanne said, Chris has snookered Pera 3 times in a row, which is very strange for a man of his caliber. And if Pera can judge this one well...
Oh, li torna... No, finalment no.
Unlucky.
I a més té la vermella, bueno, depèn... Un contra-snooker, depèn com, depèn d'on li deixi.
And he's probably going to play a 4th snooker in a row here, trying to cover the top pocket on the right. To, even if Pera hits this red now.
4 snookers consecutius, això és una plusmarca ja en tota regla.
This Catalonia Pool Festival has broken many Guinness World Records, and that's another one of them now. 4 snookers in a row from Chris Melling. And Pera has found an absolutely unbelievable gap there that didn't exist. And he's left Chris with 2 shots. So now, will he try to clear from here? It's looking likely.
Tenim el becari amb el temps i el becari amb l'arbitratge, que ja porta 2 blanques agafades quan no tocava. Se li ha enganxat de la seva dona, que arbitra americà. En Black Ball pots triar si jugues des de la cabana. 5 snookers consecutius de Chris Melling.
As Joanne said, we've had 5 snookers in one frame from Chris Melling, and I think he's just playing a game of cat and mouse at the moment with Pera here, having his little bit of fun, because there's 2 or 3 times when he could have cleared up, and I think now he's going to go for the fatal shot and in for the kill. He doesn't have any problems on the table.
Chris Melling ha evitat la tercera agafada blanca consecutiva de Ross Guinness. Un altre rècord que podíem haver establert aquí. Un altre ordre de coses, Chris netejas a domicili.
And it's looking like it's going to be 3-1 with just over 8 minutes gone in the match, and
5 snookers més tard de Chris Melling.
this was probably the longest frame out of all the shootout matches, I think. Joanne, what do you think? It's probably been the longest frame out of all the shootout matches.
Yes, of all the ones we
5 snookers in one game.
We saw today and probably yesterday and the other.
It was interesting to see there as well. Even Chris Melling with 2 shots, he was thinking about putting Perez's last red onto the cushion just as an insurance. Even the best players in the world, they do that because it's just a habit that they have, and it's gaining any possible tactical advantage, percentage advantage, that just in case he misses, even though the chances of him missing are very low, he still goes for that type of shot. And there doesn't seem to be any difficult ball on the table here for Chris Melling again. If he can get this first red in and hold himself together, it should be 4-1 within the space of a minute. The time is 10:35 left on the shot clock. I will bet that at 9:35 we should have another frame over. And he's just taking the mickey here a small bit now, tracking an impossible gap to the middle just because he can, and easy pickings from here. So it's 4-1 for Chris if he puts his black, and
Efectivament.
Pera needs something special, you'd feel, from here to come back, but we know he's got it in him, so hopefully he can get a nice break in here and make it 4-2. And I was just about on time with my 9:35 guess as he putted the black just when it was 9:35. So 4-1.
Encara és possible, és factible i desitjable.
And there's a black ball gone in off the break.
No hi ha golden break aquí, Quina pena.
So the golden break is a rule that they play in the Ultimate Pool series.
We can change that rule suddenly. What do you think, Max?
I think if you tell Ross quickly, he might give Pera a frame on the board. You know? If he does it twice in a row, it should be a frame for his behalf. But
yeah.
And he seems to be nicely okay if you can hit the yellow first here to the middle to pot that red. The rest of them look to be easy enough. I don't know if that shot is on from here. Okay, so he needs to find a way to develop that red in the middle of
angle now.
A nice angle, no pressure, just off the cushion, and develop them with a bit of left-hand side. Nice and lightly, not to push the red on the cushion. And that is a brilliant shot, Pera. Well done. And he needs to judge this one well, Joanne, to come around the back of the black and not hit any balls. Still slightly awkward. Still slightly awkward with that yellow blocking the path to the middle red.
Vinga, Pere, haurà de voltar-la i no és fàcil perquè si tira una mica fort passarà molt a prop de la groga i ha d'aconseguir superar les altres dues grogues del mig per emplaçar-se gairebé recte. I ho fa. Molt bé, Pere.
And that's an absolutely brilliant shot from Pera. Great he could not have placed that cue ball better with his hand if he
Pere.
tried to. What an absolutely brilliant finish from Pere Alcazar to make it 4-2. Great stuff. Well done, Pere, and he's just showcased us what he can do with his talent that he has since a young age, and it's brilliant to see.
No l'ha canviat. El Pere ha continuat jugant amb el tac de secar, són les coses del directe. Potser que segueixi així, tu.
And as the lads have just mentioned, Pere finished that frame with his break cue. He didn't change it just to mix things up a small bit. And Chris Melling again has gone into that same middle left pocket off his break. 5 snookers in one frame and 3 white balls lost off breaks in one match. That's another world record that seems to be gone. He's up for breaking all sorts of records today. And at this stage, I'd like to give a special mention to my friend Stephen Reynolds, who is a brilliant player who came over here without a cue. And I got him 2 cues, and he was up against Tom Ford in the first round, and he decided to play with the worst possible cue that he could find, because he said he can't play with any of the good cues that are made. So he's some man, and it takes some balls to do that, and he just doesn't care. So here we go now again with Pere. There's not really any difficult balls on the table.
Li quedarà la bola enganxada a la banda curta dalt. Bueno, encara té un comodín, però haurà de jugar molt bé.
And he didn't want that kiss off the yellow. He just played the last shot with a little bit too much power, but he's okay.
4 minuts i mig. Podria acabar aquesta partida en mig minutet. Si tot va bé, li queda un emplaçament.
A little bit of drag on the shot. Do you want to leave an angle?
Retro, banda llarga, o no? És que la juga passada.
Oh, and it's a difficult enough finish from here now, because it looks like he's not going to be able to hold.
Caldrà utilitzar el freno de mà per frenar aquesta blanca, i no pot forçar massa perquè...
And the up and down shot is really difficult as well, so he's played the holding shot, and it has not worked out for him, unluckily enough.
Podria haver jugat una mica més fort, però... Cinquena anada de temps del becari.
I have to point out once again at this stage the brilliance of the staff here at the Catalonia Pool Festival, who have gone and worked through their bones for the last week to make this possible. And I haven't met a single person yet who has had a bad thing to say about any of them. They're all amazing people, and this whole festival would not be possible without any of them. Especially John Marminia here, who's by my side, whose whose passion is incredible to see for the Q Sport game, and we're very lucky to have the likes of him to be able to enjoy these events. And here we are, 4-3 to Chris Melling at the moment. There's still time to make an equalising winning frame.
Tindrà de temps el Pere.
And at this stage he just needs to pot a ball off the break to be in with a chance time-wise.
S'està seguint molta gent.
Yes, come on, Pere.
Pere ha entrat per la sortida. Les groguetes tenen bon inici i tenen bon final, sembla.
And if Pere can hold himself together here, he should be okay time-wise. There's not a problem on the table. Just needs a nice angle after this shot here to be okay, and he has gotten it perfectly, so
Vinga, nano.
come on, Pera. It's still just slightly difficult to judge this one. And he's just about okay. He used the black there to hold the white. And I'll tell you what, John, if he puts this this black before the 45-second mark, I still fancy Chris Melling with a chance to make it 5-4 if the ball goes in off the break. Just about okay, Pera, I think.
La veu, l'únic és que descontrolarà una mica la blanca. A veure. Perquè si fa aquesta, ens anem als penals.
Brilliant shot, Pera. Amazing. And we're in for an absolutely brilliant finish here with 4-all. Pera Alcazar clearing up and really nice tidy table. With 25 seconds left, we're looking at penalties here.
Per primera vegada en la història del Shootout del Catalonia Pool Festival hi haurà penals. 5 penalties, alternative.
And Ross has and there's the first nice use of the shot clock from Roger Rocha, our timekeeper here. He's used it well now. Ross has forgotten about the penalties. And for those of you who've been watching the Ultimate Pool Series, it's going to be white ball in the middle on the balk line and black ball on the spot. And as much as we love Chris Melling, we would love to see Pera take the win here, all of us at the Catalonia Pool Festival here, because he deserves it, the man that he is. And Chris Melling has potted the first one.
La primera al sac per en Chris Melling.
Come on, Pera. And Pera pots up beautifully stroked, 1-all. And I think if these two guys were on the practice table, we'd be here all night. So let's see what happens. Chris potting the second one. And Pera pots the second one brilliantly. There's nothing between them here.
Efectivament, és like a machine gun. Tots dos ho estan fent molt bé, tu. Ningú falla aquí.
And Pera has missed one, which means
bueno.
that the sudden
Encara hi
death,
ha partit.
if Chris pots this one, it's going to be all over. But he's going for the double, by the looks of things. No, and he's went in for the
Efectivament,
double.
4-4 amb folre i manilles per Chris Melling.
So now Pera is in with the last chance. He can't miss anymore. And Pera's potted. And Chris Melling has not missed a single penalty shot.
I això s'ha acabat aquí. Chris Melling, campió del Shootout 2022. Alan McLaren Memorial Shootout. That's for you, Alan.
And what a brilliant finish to the Shootout, which has been made possible by this Catalonia Pool Festival. A brilliant, brilliant format, and it did not fail to impress us. And as Joanne has just said, we had a record amount of over 350 people watching online. So a big shout out to all of you. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I surely did, and that's it. Thank you very much. Right, that's enough of that.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I think you've actually witnessed throughout this last few days one of the best shootout competitions you can ever imagine. I'd like to give a big hand to the two finalists, Pereira and Chris Melling. This event was the brainchild of Mr. Nick Hammond, who is also our sponsor, and named after Mr. Alan McLaren, whose lovely wife Lucinda is here today to do the presentation. She doesn't want to say any words, and I quite understand that, okay? So, can we have, before I finish, I'm going to hand over to our MC tonight, Mr. Juan Marmiña, to say a few words.
Yeah, thank you very much to all of you. Just want to make a fast interview to Pere, and then Ross can do the same with Chris. Pere, què tal? Com ha anat aquest vespre? Com t'has trobat? Primer partit, què tal amb el senyor Poquet?
Home, molt bé. Bueno, m'ha costat acostumar-me una mica a lo del timing, lo dels 20 segons, però bueno, en general bé. I bueno, al final no ha acabat com jo volia, però només amb la remunta d'aquesta, pues,
Has començat molt espitós al principi amb l'Edu. Afortunadament has jugat amb l'Edu, però si haguessis començat amb el Chris t'hauria ventilat, però bé. Ha sigut fantàstic, tio. Moltes gràcies, Pere.
Gràcies, Joan. I don't know any Catalan, but I know that what the young man said was he was playing against one of the world's greatest pool players ever. A big hand for Mr. Chris Melling. So, Chris, say a few words.
Well, first of all, obviously, I'd like to thank everybody who's come again. We haven't been here for 2 or 3 years. So, the last time I saw this young guy play, he's improved so much since the last time I saw him play. He's honestly a brilliant player. I'd like to thank, obviously, Ross, all you guys, Nick, and obviously I dedicate this to Alan because he come to this tournament long before I did. He was a great guy to be around, great pool player, and that one's for Alan.
Can I now ask the sponsor, Mr. Nick Hammond, to present the runners-up medal to Pierre? Nick? Big hand, please. He also receives a very generous €300 from Mr. Hammond. Well done, son. That's very good. Lucinda, big presentation, darling. To the winner, and the inaugural Alan McLaren Shootout winner, Mr. Chris Melling. Thanks, everybody. Let's get back to the pool.
Thank you.